Okay, so each of the problems that I'm going to factor now, I'm going to use Lizzie's method. If you can follow Lizzie's method and prefer to factor it just by going straight to the two binomials, then you should be able to do that, even though I'm using Lizzie's method. So I'm going to factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 7. A is 2, B is negative 5, and then C is negative 7. So then I'm going to create my diamond, or X, which should go on top is A times C. So 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. And then what should go on the bottom is negative 5. That's B. So I want to look for two numbers that multiply to negative 14 and add to negative 5. One should be negative and one should be positive. You should know that for sure. And then the larger of the two numbers actually has to be negative. Otherwise, they wouldn't add to a negative 5 in this case. So the factors are 14, just 14 and 1, and 2 and 7. Okay, negative 14 and positive 1 don't work, but negative 7 and positive 2 do work. Negative 7 times positive 2 is negative 14. Negative 7 plus positive 2 is negative 5. Now we could start building my binomials. X minus 7 times x plus 2. And then divide each of those numbers, the negative 7 and positive 2, by A. A is 2. So divide by, 2 here. This can't simplify, so the 2 would go in front of x. This can simplify 2 over 2. That's 1. So since the 2 here goes in front of x, this would be 2x minus 7. And then the 2 over 2 was a positive 1 times x plus 1 would be the correct factorization. All right, so now I want to factor 6x squared plus x minus 12, where a is 6. B is actually 1. I'm going to put a 1 in front of the x, even though it wasn't written there to begin with. And then C is negative 12. Now I can make my diamond, or X. 6 times negative 12 is negative 72. Sorry, I shouldn't have crossed that out. And then B is 1, so that should go on the bottom. So I'm going to write this again. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 72 and then add a positive 1. So one has to be negative, one has to be positive. I'm going to put the signs in there. I need to find the factors of 72. And then if they add to 1, since one's positive and one's negative, that really means they're 1 apart. So the numbers that would work here are positive 9 and negative 8. 9 times negative 8 is negative 72. 9 plus negative 8, or 9 minus 8, is 1. Now I could start building my binomials. X plus 9, and then x minus 8. I want to divide each of those numbers, the 9 and negative 8, by a, which is 6. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, 6 doesn't go evenly into 9, but I can simplify that. 3 goes evenly into each of those. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 6 twice. You can simplify this fraction as well by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 2, even though 6 doesn't go evenly into 8. If you divide by 2, this becomes 4, and then this becomes 3. I can't simplify these any further, so the 2 would go in front of x, the 3 would go in front of x. So then the first binomial is 2x plus 3, and then the second binomial is 3x, and then it's minus 4, which is what it would correctly factor into. That's specifically using Lizzie's method.